What's going on, guys? Ryan here with the Driving Academy media team, bringing you another episode of the Driving Academy podcast. Now, today I have two of our newest franchisee owners in the studio with me today. We're going to be talking to them a little bit about their journey into the trucking industry, what made them want to open up a CDL school with us, and all those juicy details. But before we get into that, I just want to remind all of our viewers out there, if you're interested in getting your CDL or opening up a franchise of your own, follow the link in our description, cdldrivingacademy.com, fill out the form, and one of our team members will reach out to you as soon as possible. With all that being said, let's jump into the podcast. Now, who am I sitting here with today?
Sitting here with Rohan, the owner for the Driving Academy Atlantic City branch. Very excited to be here.
My name is Rashawn. I am head of sales for the Driving Academy. I'm super excited to be here as well. With this opportunity, I'm loving the environment. I'm loving the energy. So, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. But we want to welcome you guys to the team. We have been opening up new franchises for about a year now. You guys are the latest to the team. So definitely welcome. I look forward to seeing what you guys do and how you guys grow your branch of the business.
Absolutely.
So are you guys originally from Atlantic City, or where you guys hailing from?
I'm a Jersey kid, man. I'm up here, up North Jersey, and Driving Academy just kind of popped up on my scene through some just earlier exploits. So, I learned a lot about it through some of the owners here and John, what he introduced me to. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, nice. What about you?
So I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Been living here with my family for the last about 14 years. Grew up going to Atlantic City as a kid, and never in a million years would have thought that we'd be actually working out of Atlantic City, building a school, and going on this venture that we're going on. So it's super exciting, and like I said, came along for a long way off the block from Brooklyn, New York, to where we are now.
Nice. Awesome. So how did you guys meet? Like, what's the relationship here?
Oh, you could tell us.
Yeah.
You want the long version or you want the short version?
Whatever version you got.
No. So, with me personally, I got into the trucking industry about three and a half years ago. I went into it blindly. Right. I tell everybody that I watched way too many YouTube videos, and I had this concept, this understanding of what it was going to take for me to become an owner operator in the industry. And so at that point in time, I didn't even really understand what an owner operator really meant. I just knew that I wanted to, I had come into some money, and I felt like the trucking industry was the right avenue for me to, so to speak, build or find my freedom.
Yeah.
Long story short, I made every mistake in the book that I could have. I went out there and spent about $45,000 on a truck, and I just wasn't prepared at all. But through that, I was acquiring, through all the hurdles and all the things that I was going through, I was acquiring lessons, and I kept on going. And so I decided to, design a course based on everything that I had gone through, based on all my failures at the time. And that led me to contacting CDL schools to see if I can, because I looked at things from a perspective of, well, I made all of these mistakes. CDL students want their CDL to either work for someone or open up their own business. Now, for the ones that want to open up their own business, I don't think I'm the only one that's going to hit these pitfalls. So as I was contacting CDL schools, I came across one specific CDL school that gave me an opportunity. And at the same time, Rohan was aligning with that school as well, and divine intervention, really. I can't really chalk it up to anything else but that, because we were I was at the right place at the right time, and I believe that success is when opportunity meets preparation. So, in me not giving up, and in me going through all the hurdles, on the back end, on the other end, Rohan was building up his empire and his story.
Yeah.
And we just so happened to meet up at the perfect time and because of the fact that I didn't give up at that time, he saw something in me. Put me on the shelf for a while until he figured out what he has to do. But I continued to work on my stuff, and when the opportunity presented itself, I got that phone call, and that really changed my life, and here we are today. So
nice. That's an awesome journey, man. So it kind of sounds like you guys both had individual kind of goals.
Yeah,
you guys met up, and it just so happened that you guys were in sync.
Yeah, and that's only from my perspective. That's the nutshell story from my perspective. I'm sure that Ron has, he can tell you all about his journey and what led up to us getting here as well.
Well, while we're on the subject, man, let's hear it.
Yes, it's actually surreal.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I come from a different background, and but I started getting into the trucking, some interest in it during the pandemic, probably like many others, right? And seeing those trucks for $150,000, having no knowledge of really what it took. And there was a role that I had at the time in which I was interviewing different schools for vocational services and trying to meet certain client-based needs, and came across a few schools, and I was able to sit down with one of the owners. And, long story short, I started just getting educated on really what this industry is about. And it presented such a great opportunity for those who may not have gone the traditional route of education. And maybe there was a means along the lines of what my interests were in serving the community and giving back to the population, that can I create something that we could build a better mousetrap, so to speak, right? And so you're always looking for people who have similar theories of life and live a certain way. They haven't reached or arrived or perfected anything, but they're on this journey, and a big part of it is their servanthood. So meeting Rashawn, I didn't know where he belonged or what he was doing, but there was something within the conversation that kind of hit me to say, if at any point I have an opportunity to do something, I'm going to reach back to him. Don't know what that looks like, so I kind of put it on the shelf for several months. And just in my interview process and working with Driving Academy a little bit, I call myself a Driving Academy groupie, because I've been around for many months just chasing them and say, are you serious? Is this real? What does this mean? Let me understand the industry. Let me see some of your competitors. Let me get a feel for what it is that's really happening. And I became more drawn into, can I put the Driving Academy infrastructure, can I put my personality into that and reach an audience that I'm already tapped into? I would need someone to come alongside that I could mentor, we could grow. And Atlanta City just happened to be one of the territories that was available. And we said, hey, you know what? Let's take a faith walk here. Let's see what happens.
That's awesome, man. That's a great story right there. So would you say that your reasoning for getting into the trucking industry, do you have any connection with or any experience with people that maybe you've known throughout your life that were in the trucking industry, or did you maybe see it have like an impact on someone that may like gotten into it, where it brought them from like maybe from a bad situation to a better one, or just gave them like an opportunity they wouldn't otherwise had had?
It's so crazy. My father was a truck driver.
Nice.
Never paid any attention to it.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less. But I started dealing with a population within reentry, in which a lot of these guys, they were labeled based on whatever their issue were, right, at the time. And what I found was one of the easiest ways to give them a new life, to rebrand themselves, to take them out of circumstances where they were working in menial situations, was trucking. So as I started learning more about that and going into and still serving this community and this population, where I wanted them to change their lives and not be necessarily labeled based on their prior circumstances, but do you want to get to a better place? And this seemed to be a bridge for them within this industry. So as I continued to serve that population, again, how can I have some impact in guiding them in this direction? But along the way, they also need mentorship, right? So it was a whole package and whole scheme that I had to devise and how is this going to work? I don't want to just bring you into truck driving because honestly, the failure rate could be pretty high if you don't have some mentorship or some guidance along the way. And for me, I had to learn Driving Academy now provided me with guidance on the industry, right? They had a template that was ready for me. So I could just do what I was doing over here, meet with Driving Academy and kind of put that together. And now we maybe have the ingredients of something that could be really successful.
That's awesome to hear, man. That's one of the things that I think a lot of people that partner with us kind of highlight is the fact that we had the template, and it takes just, other visionaries like yourself who kind of have that drive to take it and create something special out of it. So that's awesome to hear, man. I'm glad that it was of value to you guys. You guys saw value in it, you jumped on it, and then you guys, here we are,
Yes.
Atlantic City. So on the subject of Atlantic City, why particularly that location? Did you guys find that there was maybe a need for it out there?
There was definitely a need. I can't say AC was not necessarily one of my targets or an area that I've been to, but in my research, I did recognize the need, and I would drive down there and do my own legwork. Right? What does the community look like? Where's my competition? Where's the interstate for AC versus the turnpike? What industries? And given there's a side of Atlantic City that's oftentimes forgotten, and I cater towards communities who are missing an opportunity for a reputable brand to come in, and AC just was one of the areas that first of all it was available as a franchisee, and I said, um, from Cape May up to Egg Harbor Township, out to Vineland. We want to be able to have a really strong presence with it.
Nice. Where you guys are close to the coast, so a lot of loading docks out there. Definitely, definitely a need for it. In those areas.
No, absolutely. I think that now the vision is bigger than us.
Okay.
Right? It's really the community has welcomed us with open arms, and so it's like, how do we really bring value to this community based off of our experiences, what we've acquired? How do we truly make a difference and stamp our flag in a way where the positive effect is felt, right? Not just teaching people how to get their CDLs, but being a great example and setting the tone on, new, younger people that are coming off of the street that don't have any direction, right? That need that direction, that may want, because for me, in many ways, when I left my job and then I got into the trucking industry blindly, but again, with every new relationship, every new opportunity, you start to level up and you start to see the value in this industry.
Yeah.
Going back to your question about, I didn't know anything about the trucking industry myself. The most I knew about trucks was when you're a kid and you go like this to the trucks and they honk the horn. But then really exploring the industry and really getting to know the people and then really getting to understand the different avenues, it blew my mind. And so now we're in Atlantic City. We want to share those values because it might start at a CDL, but it might take you in a whole different other direction. So that's the exciting part, that we want to be that vessel for other people within the community to really explore.
And I push the idea of entrepreneurship, right? I love the owner operator model.
Yeah.
Right. And I really do believe that there's a place for that, and to build a confidence, and just seeing how Driving Academy has a good, like I keep saying, the roadmap, the template.
Yeah.
I couldn't, and I've researched several schools or several others before jumping in this way. And it just seems, I'm a big proponent again on getting folks to have their own. So I couldn't think of a better brand or a better way to move forward and present this to the community.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So let me ask you guys, out here in our main location, which is Linden, what about that has impacted you guys so far? Is there anything that you've seen that you're like, we're definitely going to bring that to AC, and that's definitely going to serve us and serving the community out there?
Well, you know what? I think it starts with me, right?
Okay.
So the body goes as a head, what I form, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been a groupie for this whole operation for a while now.
Yeah.
From the yard to now being in the office. And there's a camaraderie that takes place that I've seen and noticed.
Absolutely.
And the word team is clearly emphasized, right? And it's something I would love the ability to duplicate. So if I could cast a vision with the correct hiring and goals to build a team that realize that together we stand, right? We'll have individual goals, sure. But I couldn't look past the exposure of the camaraderie. And I'm not saying every day is perfect and every day is, but there was something that I just noticed in walking, and there's an energy that I felt being in here. So it's still different than me just being a guy from the outside looking in. What are they doing? To now being inside is like, oh, this is what they're doing, right? It presents a picture that I'm going to take and say, when I choose my staff, when we build this out, this is what I want it to look like. This is what I want it to sound like. And be careful in that, because I think that measurement will definitely lead to success in keeping the churn of our staff, keeping that level low. At least that's what I'm expecting with this.
Right. Well, I think you touched on a very important subject. I think that energy that you were referring to, I think, comes from our core values.
Right.
So, being results oriented, having integrity, and being leaders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I know if you spend any amount of time talking to like someone here, be it in the media team, the corporate office, on the sales team, you'll kind of find that people are consistent with that.
Mhm.
So that's very, very, very. It's great that that's what you got from it, because I'm sure that that's like, that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man.
And I'll just say this as well, just to piggyback off of what Ron was saying. Aside from the camaraderie and the family environment that you guys possess here, the operation itself, the system, I think we both come in here like sponges, just really absorbing everything. And it's overwhelming in a great way, right? Where I'm learning so much in terms of just operations in general, like a comprehensive system that really works, right? The driving academy is not where it's at by accident. Everything is intentional, everything is planned, calculated. And so again, aside from the camaraderie and the family environment, especially so young and youthful, right? Everyone knows their role, everyone support one another, and everyone is here to drive the one system, the engine, right? And so seeing that just within the couple of days that we've been here, that's been monumental for me personally, just to be able to see like, oh wow, like even being here in the meeting room and just seeing like how you guys run everything and how everything is compartmentalized. So that's been a great takeaway.
Gonna go out on a limb and say that we're the first trucking school with this in office studio.
It's just different.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just different. I haven't seen any other CDL school doing that, so I commend you guys on that.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, guys. So you've been in business. When are we opening?
Man, we are 7th of July, man. We have
7th
the
of July.
projected date, and we are excited to. Can't just been bubbling, to get that nervous. It's a nervous energy, though. Right?
Yeah.
July 7th is our proposed date for operation.
Nice. Let's say within the first 90 days, what are some of the goals that you guys are looking to see? Looking to accomplish?
I am going to push heavy on the marketing. Going into a new area, I want to flood the zone to get an idea of where my opportunities lie, what's going to be successful, and what to turn down, and what we need to turn up. I am really I'm foreshadowing. I'm anticipating break even, an opportunity to break even. Just want to break even, right? I think though we are going to become a community presence, right? And I anticipating knocking on the doors and going places and meeting the leaders within the community to say, hey, introduce ourselves and speak of who we are and what it is that we're looking to achieve. It's not just a brand that's, for me at least, is to create a much more depth to the presence of Driving Academy and what it is that we're looking to accomplish. So yeah, that's my first 90 days is get entrenched, get my roots deep, know where I am, let them see the brand and become recognizable. And from there, I think we have a fantastic opportunity to then have generate leads and get support from that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. Same thing. Shake hands, kiss babies, and make sure that we really make a difference in terms of like I said, the value that we're bringing. The great thing is that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We got a nice set of rims to really come in with what the driving academy has set us up with, but also with what we're bringing to the table in terms of like what our goals are and how we want to impact the community. So yeah, same thing is just really making an impact, touching the people, and making sure that everyone knows that we're there and that they can knock on our door if they need some sort of a change or an opportunity. So that's the goal.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to get your CDL license, you know where to go. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, right over there. And if you like this video, you'll definitely like this video right over here. So make sure you check that out. But before anything else, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you soon.